Wait. Oh no, I don't want to cut that. Good afternoon. Refresh. There we go. Click to register. Okay, we're registering for the. This is my first competitive race. All it basically means is that we expect the competition to be pretty high. There's a random chance of, well, reasonably random chance of weather, different conditions. Apparently, there's a 20% chance it'll be at night, and a couple of possible sprinkles of weather in the mix. Alright, Graham. Being as it's my first competitive race, I expect to learn the same way everyone else does, the hard way. I've been prepped a little bit as to what to expect. All we've got to do now is wait for the 5 minutes to tick down, and then we'll run into free practice 1, then quali, and then a 45-minute race at Brands Hatch with no pit stop required because it's 45 minutes. Should be good. This is a car we're choosing, Aston Martin Vantage of the GT3, because for some reason I've been flipping a coin whether to go for this or the NSX. I feel as though I'll probably be more able to withstand the 45 minutes initially. It will just take the variables out of it because the NSX tends to tail off. NSX tends to get a bit dicey the more you spend in it. The setups are from Coach Dave Academy. Making a setup is just not something that I do. I can make little tweaks depending on what I think is best. Just little adjustments to the ARBs and whatnot, just to give it the make it suit my style. But otherwise, I just use it as they come. The unknown here is the conditions, basically, whether it's going to be wet, dry, night, day. But at least there's not a pit stop to sort of confuse me, so it should be a good one. 2.5 minutes until we can join FP1. Brands Hatch should be kind to us as well in the Aston Martin because it doesn't have any. Well, it's got the one slow corner to gun it out of, but other than that, it's all about keeping momentum up, and that's something that I can do all right in the Aston Martin. Good cornering, good handling, good poise, good stance, but just a gutless engine. But as long as we can keep the revs up, we should be good. And in testing, at least, the NSX is, yeah, sometimes you wake up and your arms and legs just aren't sort of working for you today, and that's when you have to pick the safer option. Given our ratings, this will probably drop us in a pretty spicy competitive split. Or we hope so, at least. I'm hoping that the better of a split, the better of a standard of driving, because I've had a quick race this morning, and it was not ideal. All I'm hoping for is not make any schoolboy errors. No schoolboy errors. Just make it to the 45 minutes the same way I would for iRacing. Just sign up, do the job, and have a good result at the end, and have a good experience. T-minus 1 minute. Alright, looks like we're nearly ready to go. Okay, looks like we're jumping in then. Or are we? It says disconnected in that little corner here, which is not a good start. Come on, man. Well, let's exit and rejoin. Sometimes it does that for some reason. It just kind of wobbles out. Thankfully, it only takes a second to jump back in, but I don't know whether that's going to break my registration for this or what. Come on. Come on. Come on. This would be a sorry way to... There we go, flipping it. You got me worried then for a second. Nice. Okay, let's hit it. It's been a little while since streaming, so oh god, we're at night and all. At least it's dry. Been a while since streaming, so if the levels are off, if the mic and game audio are at odds, then do let me know. We've still got a few minutes to correct that if not. Because once we're going, we're going. But if it's night, I'm going to turn that lamp off. There we go. There we go, buckle up. Track is pretty cold. Brakes should be 1-1. Man, you must have serious eagle eyes. I'll have a look at that. It's good to have some backseat drivers sometimes, isn't it, when you're just going on something for the first time. Great, thanks for this sound check. I'm actually quite looking forward to this. Because at night, this is just an experience. Right, we'll check our brakes. So we're about to tick over into quali. God. No worries, we'll just tweak that engine down a little bit.
Session is now
Just seem a touch louder than it normally does, so I'll
green light.
I remember I've
Give me
just
oil
tried
can.
to there we go, master volume is down again. I remember because I've tried ACC on VR the other day and it just wasn't loud enough, so I turned the master volume up, but it didn't change it on the headset because obviously that was through different means. Let's see what we get then. 10-minute quali. You got 10 minutes to tell me if the audio's a bit off or whatever. Otherwise, cheers for riding along. Let's get this thing warmed up, put a time on. For some reason it's not night anymore, it's day. I won't ask. No names I recognise. I mean, it's not normal to recognise names, I guess, when the player pool is the size it is now, but sometimes you do. Oh, Jess, this game, ACC, if there's one thing it does good, is it gives you the experience. If you're watching a video of GT3s, like on Buzz's videos, whatever, and you think to yourself, I wish I could experience that. This is as close as anybody will get. They've done such a fantastic job of just making you believe you are driving these cars. Alright, first flying lap. Still valid. I thought it might have struck that lap off then.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Set feels good, tyres are warm, brakes are warm, everything's good.
Yellow flag ahead. Child in front.
Lambo in the wall, no, R8 in the wall. That felt like a pretty good first flying lap, good one to have in the bank.
Run lane. Personal fastest lap. Yellow flag. Be careful.
That Audi was sat on the racing line. It's put us a quarter of a second down, but there's still a chance to make that up if we get a pretty good lap together. And that chance is fading. Yeah, this one's just going to be a stopgap lap, I think. We're currently second, but there's probably a lot of people yet to do their first flyer. So we're just holding back a sec, trying not to overstretch his tyres. Try not to use too much fuel. We've got about 17 litres on board, which is enough for 3, maybe 2-3 more flying laps, so we've got enough time. I like to keep somebody maybe, you know, 100 feet in front of me is something to aim for. Here we go then. Let's try and improve on the time. Well, that's not the best way to start, is it? Foot. 2 tenths up, but that lead was a little bit hampered by that exit then.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
It's got to be early on the power without letting that back end wiggle, and that's harder than it bloody it's harder than you think. Come on, we can do it. Oh, we're a quarter of a second up. We're edging on 3 tenths. Just got to not screw up this last corner. Three and a half tenths up. Pump the wall. Nice. Let's keep it going. That puts us on pole at the minute. There's still time to lose it.
Your lap time is invalidated. Please try to stay on the track.
That's not going to help our cause.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Let's just check traffic. We've got no cars behind, so we're just going to chill, have a little cool down lap, and then we're going to go for one last flyer. Pleased with that. I think the Aston's quite strong here because of just the nature of the track. The Aston has got such good poise, you can really confidently chuck it in.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
And so long as you pick your moment to get on the power again, you're all right. Just got to try not to lose that back end on corner exit. Let's give it a go. Right, last flyer. This is probably the last flyer we're going to get in there before we run out of fuel. So. We're still on. Bit of a late apex there. We're 2 tenths down now, but we can get that back if we don't screw up this exit. And we're about equal with our best lap delta. Still pole though. That was a really aggressive turn in, kind of lost on the exit there.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, we're not gonna improve on that time, I don't think. Let's have a pit, have a mental shakedown. And the race will start in less than a minute, roughly. Right. Let's work this out then. So, yeah, brakes are 1-1. So if we're doing 45 minutes, so if it's, let's say it's 1.5 minutes per 1.5 minutes per lap means 45 divided by 1.5. So we need 30 laps worth of 2.1. $63 litres, and we're on 62. So that's quite an overstatement. This isn't a league as it happens. Osama, in Assetto Corsa Competizione, you get quick join and competitive servers. So competitive servers is a bit like iRacing, whereby there's sort of a schedule. There's like one race every 3 hours or 6 hours. It's quite far apart, if I'm honest. But you basically register for it like you would a normal iRacing race, and then you turn up at the allotted time, and yeah, it's good to go. This is the first time I'm actually doing a competitive server race here now. Slip angle is a thing in ACC, particularly ACC, but ACC is really tricky. I find it much trickier to sort of sit on the edge of limit. You know, it just seems to be, it has a much tighter kind of, if you imagine like Tony Hawk skateboarding, where you do a manual grind or a rail grind, and you've got that sort of balance bar. In iRacing, the line is blurred, but when you get past that point, then yeah, you lose the car. Whereas ACC, it tends to be really elastic. It's hard to explain, but it's definitely a different style in ACC. You can do it. But it's definitely something you got to practice to pick up in ACC more than anything. The force feedback style doesn't transfer between iRacing and ACC very well, but I've given it a chance, and I now totally love it. I can at least switch between the two simulations, but I absolutely love ACC's system. One sec, guys. Looks like it's 5 minutes before session start, so I'm gonna add some extra cooling by taking the bloody jumper off. Don't worry, there's not a vest under here. ACC is brilliant. If I'm honest, ACC's like the person you kind of, ACC's the one you wish you met first, if that makes any sense. It's like, for one, you're not paying for a subscription month after month like iRacing. The racing itself is pretty decent, the experience is good. The only thing that iRacing's got in its cap, which ACC doesn't, besides the other classes of cars, is the netcode. ACC's netcode needs everybody to be on the same table, you know, to really, really work. Otherwise, it just doesn't look as natural or as realistic as iRacing does. That's the one thing. If it weren't for that, then there would be no contest. Luckily, it looks like we hung on to pole in the end, and there's about a 3/10 gap between me and second. So it really is the pressure. The pressure is now on for me to actually not bin it. This is my first competitive race, yeah. Oh no, I'll tell you something. I'm quite easy on my tyres, so hopefully I can make them last till the end. So I think I tell you what, I'm going to slightly overstate fuel, because you know what it's like. You just know that there's going to be something that comes up. We just need to keep an eye on it. As long as we get to the 22-minute mark and we've got 33 litres left, and we know we're good. bit tentative how we're going to get off the line when we got some quick cars behind us in terms of grunt. Should be interesting. I noticed we've all got 9 on our numbers, on the car numbers. That probably means something. What does that mean? Does that mean we're in split 9? Two minutes. I should think we will be fine with tyres. I don't tend to be that brutal with them. We've got one job to do, and that's not bottle it. We've done the hard work, we've got pole, just need to stay there. Need to hope for some chaos behind us, and for me to not just have a momentary lapse of concentration and end up going backwards into the barrier. We've got an M Payne behind us, Max Payne. Slow motion cop. In 12th position we've got A. Janus. If his first initial was H, I would have said his first name is Hugh. Oh, let's do this. Let's completely throw this away on lap 5, yeah? Be the car. Cool. Looks like we've got a full pace lap as well, unless I'm mistaken. That's pretty nice. Just to build it up even more. Good job, I put a bit more fuel in.
Going single file.
Okay. Want to get them brakes warm right off the bat. This is a blooming this is tension, isn't it? I love this. I love this tension that you get when you line it up. It's bloody great. If this is the first that you've seen of ACC, by the way, and you're wondering whether or not it has the same structure as iRacing, there is a community-led scheduler called SimGrid. You might have heard of it. I've been doing a few of them races as well. They're a good substitute for the timed, organised races that you would see if you're mainly a patron of iRacing, and that's good. This sort of thing is good to know. Alright, time to double file. Just gonna knock Just going to knock that brake bias forward a touch to save on a lap 1 spin. That'd be just the thing we want to do, isn't it? Looks like Payne is looking for a fight. Here we go then. Going to be heading to the bottle bank in 10 seconds.
Green light, go, go, go.
And we're off. Tyres are a bit tepid at the minute. Just want to get through the first couple of minutes without incident. Judging by my performances in the iRacing leagues, my first lap performance has never really been the best, but once I've got my stuff together, times start flying. McLaren's gone off behind. Just a little bit of a grass cutting, nothing severe. He's on our tail. He's really glued to that bumper. McLaren is off. Looks like he was the first one to bottle it. Well, I want to pull a bit of a gap and then settle into a better pace, because I just get that, that little feeling, that I've done a terrible error in fuel calc, as is classically the way I am. Me and fuel do not get on. I'm going to see what the gap is between me and living and behind in a Honda. He's over a second behind, which is great. That's what we wanted.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Just driving it at about 95% at the minute in terms of fuel wise. I'd rather keep some in the bank, but it looks like it's going to be me and the Honda behind for a while. Don't want to let him get too close. No, now he is too close. Now he's 4 tenths behind, and he'll only be spurred on by the fact that he's suddenly found the time. I know when that happens to me, I'm suddenly thinking, hey, we're onto something here, and then you just try that much harder. I think we'll be alright for fuel, but I just get that feeling. I think I burnt a lot on the pace lap and all, doing them, trying to keep the brakes cool, trying to keep the brakes warm. That might have been a bit of a tactical oversight by me. Okay, big brain time. Here's my thinking. Oh, that Honda got really squirrely out there. Here's my thinking. I'm going to take it relatively easy, just to put some more in the bank. I'm not going to make it easy for him to overtake, but I genuinely do think that I have put myself into a position where I need to fuel save to actually make it to the end. I just get that feeling. If I can target 2 litres fuel per lap, I think we'll have a chance, but I'm looking into my crystal ball here and I'm seeing a stupendous coast. A stupendous coast to a humiliating hole. So we're just going to manage the gap, keep him behind. If he does overtake, I'm not that bothered. I think that we can get him on pace. Maybe if I took up behind him and all, I might actually save some fuel, more fuel than I thought. But then this is sounding an awful lot like hubris right here. And you know what'll happen. We've also got that McLaren that went grass cutting a little while earlier. Somewhere in the background. I really wish I'd set a button for the bloody engine map here. Ooh, he's on the inside.
Clear on the right.
Now.
Car on the right. Clear on the
This
right.
ain't going to do anything good for our fuel saving
Car on the right.
unless I can tuck in behind him.
Clear on the right.
I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to let them go.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Save enough fuel to attack at the end, because at the minute I still think we're underfueled. The thing is, the fuel calc said 2.1 litres, but I also calculated 1.5 minutes per lap, and it's more like 1 minute and 25 seconds, which that's not good. Right, the calculation is now going to nearly 2 litres per lap dead on. I think we're lining ourselves up now for a we're lining ourselves up for maybe a massive push in the last 10 minutes. After a whole bunch of fuel saving. If anybody knows the default key mapping for a better fuel map, hit me. We need to have used 33 litres at the 22-minute mark. Then I could probably safely say that we can start to ramp it up again. McLaren's on the grass behind. I think he's pushing as hard as he can. Nice. We'll give that a go. Lifting Coast has done a good job so far. We're now on 29 litres of fuel. Oh, we don't want that one. That's fuel map 8. Three will probably do. So we're on fuel map 3 now. Perfect. I want to see that fuel per lap tumble. The NSX is not getting away from us. I'm confident that once we get to about 12 minutes left or something like that, if we've made this fuel last, then we can attack him and we can take him. And next time we'll put some more blooming fuel in.
Sector 3.
At least it's made it interesting, eh? We've got a big gap behind us. We're not going to be under attack anytime soon, and it's likely that this guy's going to make a mistake before we actually have to turn the whip back up again. Unless we do first. Oh, we're coming up to the halfway point, and we are also just on the halfway point of the fuel we put in. So including all that fuel burnt on the pace lap, which was quite a lot, to be fair.
We're halfway through.
We're starting to, it's all starting to work in our favour again, especially as that guy is off. So that's a gap cut down. He's not going to have as big a gap when we do turn this engine back up again. I basically want to have as much fuel to play with as possible. I don't want to overtake him, because if I overtake him, the pressure's off him and onto me. I just want to sit behind, save fuel, and hit him right at the end, and I hope he hasn't got a crazy defence in his back pocket. It's going to be tricky to overtake at all. That NSX is good in a straight line, so we're going to need to do it on the exit of a corner. I think I've made friends with the Assetto again. For a while I sort of gave it a lot of abuse for having no guts in the engine department, but on a track like this where you just need to keep the momentum up, it's absolutely brilliant. if we can maintain this gap to him whilst we're saving this fuel, I'll be pretty happy. Pretty happy with that. I remember we put 66 litres in. Maybe somebody with a better memory can remind me. I think we put 66 in, which is way too bloody low. We're now on 1.96 litres per lap, so we're under the target. But we need to keep it like this until the very, very end, and then it's going to be throw down. It's quite relaxing driving like this actually, when you're driving at like 95%. Very subdued. He's off on the grass. He's kicking up a lot of dust, isn't he? Cheers, Creamy. You need a new nickname though, mate. Oh, hold on. Just stuck a wheel on the dirt. I recommend you do. Pick up the Skip Barber book, it's a good place to start. There's a reason why it's been held up all these years as a decent resource. 66 litres fuel. So if we can get to 15 minutes on 44 litres, oh, it's just so I don't think I can fuel save. Got to fuel save until the very end, until I know that I'm going to absolutely be fine, including any white flag lap. We're now on nearly down to 1.9 per lap. But you know me, I'm paranoid. But I am a buyer in a buyer's market right now. I think on flat pace alone, unless he's also fuel saving, which I doubt because he's probably not an idiot and putting enough fuel in. Alright, okay. It's useful information. I knew I paid you nothing for a reason, Scott. Oh mate, These fuel strats I'm talking about, they are a consequence of my own flawed maths. In a 45-minute race, there's no reason to fuel save. You only do that if you're a fool. And you don't put enough fuel in. Right, he's 2 seconds ahead of us. Realistically speaking, if I was on full attack, especially with my tyres in the way they are now, tyres are looking really, really good. I know you can't see that because of the webcam box, but tyres are in fine health. He's off. That cuts his lead down a bit. That's what we want. A bit more of that, please, Honda guy. That gives me free time to play with. Oh man, he's off. Again, not interested in overtaking him yet. If he can make these mistakes in front of me, all the better. You can bet in his cockpit right now, he is just going, come on man, why am I just spooning it on every turn while I've got the lead? His temperature's going to be rising. His temperature's going to be rising and we're going to be well poised to make a blistering attack right at the end. If we can artificially keep the pressure up, then he'll start making his own mistakes. No, he'll keep on making his own mistakes. Mr. Luvenen, I've been in your shoes many, many a time. He is on the ragged edge. This race is 45 minutes long and we are 33 minutes into it. And I've got about 14 minutes of fuel left at this rate. The race length is right at the top. It is a bit sneaky. So rather than a set number of laps like you might have seen before, majority of races on ACC are time limited, as it is in the real life. GT races are normally on a basis of time passed rather than laps. That's quite common in a few classes, such as the 24-hour Le Mans is 24 hours dead. Doesn't matter how many laps they've done, it's 24 hour. I'm going to turn this engine up at the 6-minute mark, and I want to have 10 litres of fuel left in the tank then. So we've got 18 litres left. That's enough for 9 laps. Right. Gap behind is still really high, about 10 seconds between me and third place. Just need to keep sipping that fuel. Tell you what, our tyres are going to be in brilliant shape for this. This is going to be one heck of a final 5 minutes. We've now got 16 laps of, we've got 16 litres left in the tank. Got out on the marbles a bit then. Right, I'm keeping the fuel map the same.
Yellow flag is
But we're just going to go full attack now. This is it.
There's a slow car ahead.
Marshals are waving. Looks like the car's out of the way, whatever they were waving for. Oh, he got pretty loose end, didn't he? I mean, he's doing us a favour. Did us a favour then. He's on the ragged edge, I swear. And I think if he's pressed, although then again, you know, on a probability scale of who's going to bottle it first, I'm never a low score. Traffic ahead as well. We're now on 56 litres. That means we've got 10 litres left in the tank. This is way, way, way closer than I ever wanted this to be. The pressure is now on. I still have my doubts whether there's enough left in that tank. I really do. It's now or never. Right. Now we've got to keep it. He wasn't exactly a sitting duck, was he? Blimey. The next lap should be the final lap. We're going to squeak through with grains of fuel left in the tank. This is, oh, the red lights come on for the fuel now. That is always a concern. No, come on, please don't do this to me. Right, we're rounding the corner for the final lap with 4 litres of fuel left in the tank. Two milk bottles. This is ridiculous. Why did we do this?
This is your last lap and you're the leader. Keep it together.
3 litres remain, but this will be the final lap. What a journey. Oh, he's off in the grass and all. He's absolutely driving his heart off. Need to be careful he doesn't pull something out of the bag here, or if I don't make a mistake. We made it. We actually made it. Get out. We did not have any more fuel for another lap. There we go, checkered flag, it's doing it.
Excellent job, mate. P1, what a race.
Man,
Well done,
we
well done.
squeaked.
Bring it back up.
We had no right. None. We had no right to do that. We've got less than a milk bottle of fuel left in the tank. Oh man, I could have made that so much easier on myself. Bloody brilliant. That was such a good race. Ain't it always the case that the best races are the ones where you have to overcome somebody's stupidity, i.e. mine. That was great. The marshals are waving. They're happy. I'm happy. Winning the first competitive server race merely means that the next time I'm in here, it's going to slap me with a much stronger field, I think. There was a big gap between me and first and the rest of the field. But that's brilliant. What a fabulous race that was. Oh, satisfying. So as I was saying, if you've not experienced ACC before, it's definitely worth its sticker price. Yeah, F1, I've not tried F1 2020 or anything like that at all, but yeah, ACC is the best experience for sort of, if you want to look at a photo of a GT3 car and wish you were driving it, that's the best you're going to get. I think it's a real passion project, and I love ACC for this reason. Although iRacing will always be the one for the league racing and the ones where I really need to trust. Where I really need to trust the netcodes. That was one of the best races of ACC in terms of just pure enjoying it, loving it. Yeah, Ronan, this is on PC. I recently got my hands on an RTX 3080 courtesy of a mate who happened to get a ridiculous deal. So I jumped at the chance. It made the streaming smoother, and primarily I wanted to turn things up on ACC a bit. But it's a game made for a future time, if you ask me, because the requirements are just blooming crazy. That was great. Oh, what is the time? Time is 16:16. We ain't gonna squeak in a sim grid race. That would have been a nice one. We might just kick about on a quick join somewhere. That was great. Appreciate you chaps riding along and experiencing that, because that was a really good race for me. Loved it, loved it. Drama, everything. We'll save it first. I think in terms of console, and if you're wondering why the replay is really zoomed in, it's because we're on triple screens here, and it don't seem to quite realise that. So the FOV is really zoomed in. So that was early on in the race when I had the oh yeah. So this is on board. Oh god, yeah, that's what happened to him then. He had a spin. Bet he hated that. He had a spin early on, didn't he? So that's on board with us. So this is that this is that overtake again into turn one. So we got a much better exit than needed out of there. That's what the Aston's really good at. It's good at just having that poise. Brilliant stance. And here it's just about guts and trust. I don't know whether I would trust the NSX to be able to just chuck it in without losing the back end and making a fool of myself, but the Aston's got that poise. This is what happens from his point of view. Cheers, Neon, I appreciate you taking the time to just drop by and comment. Makes it all the more satisfying. So we're on board with a Honda now that was leading the race in the second half while we were trying to sip on rations. Squeeze by. He's wondering whether he can make a comeback here. Sadly not to be. I think he... I feel bad. I feel bad for snatching it away from him with such little time to go, and he really did put a good... he really did put up a good fight. Fair play to him. Well then, chaps, we'll snap it off here. We'll be back for more. Next Sunday is the beginning of the iRacing Apex Racing League GT Sunday evenings, but I'm pretty sure that before then we'll have something else to look at. Working on stuff all the time. I enjoy it, I really love it, and you guys are supporting me greatly. So to all of you watching, commenting, that subscribe to me from the latest videos and whatnot, your presence is valued for sure. Really appreciate it. There we are then, that's ACC for you. It's the closest we're all going to get to sampling a real GT3, I think. But it's pretty good to me. Thanks for tagging along, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.